Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Colts Pitch here at Progress Campus for another women's soccer matchup. This time, the George Brown Huskies are in town to take on the Centennial Colts. Once again, welcome here to Colts Pitch here at Progress Campus. A little chilly, a little bit damp night for the nightcap between the Centennial Colts and the George Brown Huskies. My name is Jack Middleton. I will be your commentator and your only voice you will hear for the next couple of hours, bringing you a fantastic matchup as the undefeated and pretty much powerhouse Centennial Colts, who are 3-0, sitting in first in the Eastern Division and first in the OCAA. They take on the 0-3 George Brown Huskies, who have had a struggle so far. They're sitting in 8th place. They have only scored 1 goal in their first 3 games. Meanwhile, 12 goals against has been a tough route for the Huskies and NULA coach Amy Lynn. While for the Centennial Colts and coach Rich Hurst, it's been a dream start so far. Their main goalie, Jordan Crone-Slate, has not played a whole lot. They have let Lily Culleton take over the reins so far, but the Colts have been just as good. 33 goals for, 0 goals against in their first 3 games, including a 10-0 win against the Loyalist Lancers, a 17-0 victory against the Fleming Phoenix, and a 6-0 victory against Cambrian this weekend. For the George Brown Huskies, they come in after losses against the Seneca Sting, the Durham Lords, and the Loyalist Lancers, who beat them 2-1 in their last game back at home. With that, that's all I have for pregame, so I'm going to send it down field level for the starting lineups. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Colts Pitch here at Progress Campus for today's OCAA women's soccer matchup between the visiting George Brown Huskies and your Centennial Colts. Introducing first the starting 11 for the visiting George Brown Huskies, coached by Amy Lynn. A striker wearing number 2, Keely Toussaint. A forward wearing number 4, Jennifer Lopez. A winger wearing number 7, Kayla Ferreira. A midfielder wearing number 10, Jennifer Sagan. A midfielder wearing number 12, Ashley McDonald. A forward wearing number 15, Haley Calixterio. A defender wearing number 17, Megan Morgado. A forward/midfielder wearing number 18, Megan Barrett. A forward wearing number 24, Aman Bonji. A midfielder/forward wearing number 27, Alyssa Badu. And in goal for the George Brown Huskies, wearing number 31, Sarah Anisha Van Wert Bradbury. And now, the starting 11 for your Centennial Colts, coached by Rich Hurst. A midfielder/defender, wearing number 4, Emily Cullen. A defender, wearing number 5, Emily Duncan. A forward, wearing number 11, Bianca Rea. A midfielder, wearing number 12, Elizabeth Mayoni. A forward, wearing number 13, Miley DeCoff. A forward/midfielder, wearing number 15, Vanessa Lima. A midfielder, wearing number 17, Soledad Vasquez. A forward/midfielder, wearing number 18, Natalia Casiello. A forward/defender, wearing number 21, Simone Christie. A defender, wearing number 24, Haley Frampton. And in goal for your Centennial Colts, wearing number 1, Lily Culleton.
Once again, welcome to Colts Pitch here at Progress Campus. Jack Middleton on commentary for you today. The starting lineup for the Centennial Colts that you just heard. Lily Culleton is in net. The left back is Simone Christie. The two center backs, Haley Frampton and Emily Cullen. The right back is Emily Duncan. In the midfield, Vanessa Lima and Soledad Vasquez, as well as the controlling mid is Lizzie Mayoni. And at forward for the Centennial Colts, 3 up front, Natalia Casiello, Bianca Rea, and Miley DeCoff. For the George Brown Huskies, they have Keely Toussaint, Jennifer Lopez, Kayla Ferreira, Jennifer Sagan, Ashley McDonald, Haley Calixterio, Megan Morgado, Megan Barrett, Aman Bonji, Alyssa Badu, and the goalkeeper is Sarah Anisha Van Wert Bradbury. The Centennial Colts will control the opening kickoff here, and what has turned out to be a little bit of a moist afternoon, evening. It's 8:30 p.m. It's probably going to be a little bit slippery here on the turf. This turf is always regularly slippery as the game is underway here at the Colts pitch. The Centennial Colts against the George Brown Huskies, and Miley DeCoff has the ball. Miley will make a move, hand it back to their captain, Emily Cullen. Cullen plays it far side. Looking for Casiello. Casiello making a couple moves. Casiello takes a shot. That one's going to be wide right. And an early shot attempt from Natalia Casiello and the Centennial Colts. But it will be a goal kick. So the goalkeeper for the George Brown Huskies, Van Wert Bradbury, is the fourth-year goalkeeper for the George Brown Huskies, the longest tenure player for the George Brown Huskies, and first-year coach Amy Lynn, who takes over this team. As that one is fired away to Koff. Lima
Looks for Vasquez. She'll take a shot and a diving save. It'll go off the crossbar and stay in play. What a save from Van Wert Bradbury. The Huskies will clear it out of danger. And again, an early start for the Centennial Colts. Miley DeKoff will throw it in onto the feet of Lizzie Maone. Maone dribbles. Bonji able to keep it alive. Lima will take a kick, and that'll be just over the crossbar on that attempt from Lima, who was just trying to float it over the goaltender, Van Wert Bradbury. There's the shot from Soledad Vasquez, and a wonderful save from Van Wert Bradbury to keep the Centennial Colts down, and that is the game plan. It has to be the game plan from second number one here in today's game, is keep the Centennial Colts away from your net. They are so aggressive and so good on offense. As you can see, there's two defenders back, and Lima and Bianca Rea are up, pressuring the minute the ball is out. But the Huskies finally have some turn. That's number 12, Ashley McDonald, who can't get by Cullen, and the Colts turn it back over. Colts have the ball. It's being moved up by Haley Frampton. DeKoff screaming for it. There is nobody far side as Lima deeks. The ball goes to DeKoff. DeKoff into the corner to Rea. Rea running on. Running out of space as the ball will roll just too far on that pass from DeKoff. It'll be a goal kick for the Huskies. Speaking of Miley DeKoff, somebody that we absolutely have to mention. Miley DeKoff, 9 goals in 3 games to start the year for the Centennial Colts. Not only leads her team, leads all of the OCAA in goals so far. 3 up on her next opponent, who has 6 goals themselves. DeKoff has been unstoppable so far. Also jumping in there with a couple assists herself. She's got 20 points total in 3 games, which also leads the OCAA and leads that one by 8 points. So a very good start from DeKoff as the Huskies try to get it by McDonald down the sideline, and Cullen plays it out for a throw-in. McDonald will leave it, and in to take the throw-in is Megan Morgado. Morgado to the throw. Ball, I'm sure, is getting quite slippery out here. That one's thrown in. It is very damp, a lot of moisture in the air following a gorgeous 24-degree day, as the cross from McDonald is over the head of the Husky attacker as the Colts go back the other way with Casiello. Casiello looking to find Vasquez, can't do it, turn back the other way, and here comes number 27 for the Huskies. That was Alyssa Badu. Badu, who gets taken out by Haley Frampton on that slide tackle. It's not much of a slide tackle in my opinion. It's a little bit of a late decision from Frampton, who will receive the yellow card in her first on the day. Frampton doing anything she can to stop Alyssa Badu from getting past her into the box. But with that comes the yellow card and a free kick for the Huskies. So we'll mark up the yellow card, and the Huskies have the free kick. 5 George Brown players into the box as they're ready to run on this free kick. The Colts send 2 into the wall just in case. Free kick into the box. That's kicked over the head by Lopez. And the flag goes up for offside. We'll have a goal kick. So Colts will take over anyways, and Lily Culleton will have the ball. Culleton now playing in her 3rd game of 4 for the Colts early on in the season, as they take on a little bit of their easier stretch playing against Loyalist, Fleming, Cambrian, and now George Brown. Giving their main goaltenders what you would call Jordan Crone-Slate getting a couple days off early on in the season, as she is most likely well bent for a long playoff run for these Colts. Miley DeKoff in front, drops it off to Maone. We'll give it to Lima down the sideline. Vanessa Lima over, trying to find DeKoff. It'll be offside on that kick as DeKoff is just behind the defender, Bonji. The Huskies will take over. Bonji plays it back to the goaltender, who is all she has to do is kick it out of play. Colts will take over on the throw-in, and Emily Duncan has the throw for the Colts. Duncan, the throw-in, goes to Maoni. The Huskies don't pressure. They got 11 members of their team back almost inside the boxes. The shot from Reyes swung and missed. She battles to get the ball back. The Huskies, good work, move it upfield. To Saint. Tries to get it upfield. It'll be off of Natalia Casiello, far side, and a throw-in for Toussaint and the Huskies. The Huskies will throw the ball in. Throw in. Vasquez cuts it off with the header, but the Huskies end up with the ball. Not for long as Christie clears it away and back into the Huskies' end. Just want to roll, I believe, out just in front of the Huskies bench, meaning a throw-in for the Colts. And Christie in quickly to Casiello. Vasquez finds Maoni, who turns. Dekoff wide open, finds her. Dekoff now makes her way into the box, fakes the cross. This time does get the cross. It's over the defender's head and cleared away by Megan Barrett, and that'll fall out of bounds and another throw-in for the Colts. Duncan with the throw-in. Tipped over by Vanessa Lima. Well played to try to get the ball back as the Huskies, all they can do is fire it out of play for another Colts throw-in. Emily Duncan so far getting a lot of work on the throw-ins. She will play it back to her fellow defensive player as well as the captain here of the Centennial Colts, Emily Cullen. Christie finds Casiello. One player to beat. Gets by as the turf makes another slippage happen. Maoni takes the shot. It's blocked. Maoni, the first person back on the ball. Another shot. That shot is off of Maoni. Back into the hands of the Colts. Casiello can't get the ball into Rhea. And the ball will end up out of play in front of the Huskies bench for another Colts throw-in. You can tell even on these throw-ins, this ball is getting as slippery as possible with all this moisture and dew out here. Still a gorgeous night, though. Can't complain on a lovely September night as Duncan finds Dekoff. Dekoff makes a move, gets by one. We'll play it back to Cullen. Cullen goes far side. Simone Christie makes one move. This time winds up, takes a shot, and a nice diving save. Looks like the ball might have been going wide of the net, but nonetheless a nice diving save from Van Wert Bradbury. Van Wert Bradbury will play it into the corner to Morgado. Morgado to Bonji. Bonji crosses the field. A nice move by the Husky player, the defender. Trying to find the pass up to Ashley McDonald, picked off quickly by Frampton. Maoni back to Frampton. Frampton unable to control it, will retreat back to the defensive line as the Huskies have to retreat back to find the ball. First one on it is Megan Morgado. That one misses a couple players, but Ashley McDonald, the first one to pick it up, and cleared away by Badu. So Centennial Colts will have a throw-in early, 10 minutes into this one, as an early 0-0 draw. Both teams trying to figure it out. The Colts so far have kind of controlled play, controlled possession, as I'm sure you can hear Miley Dekoff screaming for the ball as she tries to take off. It's onside. Miley Dekoff takes a shot. It's along the ground. The head goes up into the sky. Does not get all of that one as it will roll into the hands of the goalkeeper. Van Wert Bradbury looking for any kind of options. The Colts have so much pressure, and she finally decides to boot it away. Duncan The header makes it all the way to the far side to Keely Toussaint, who will play back to her defender, Kayla Ferreira. The Huskies a couple nice passes. Christie picks off one, and the Colts attempt to go back the other way, but the Huskies find the ball. Van Wert Bradbury again looks for options. Up the field, bounces over the head of McDonald, who runs onto it, trying to get by Frampton and can't. Nice move by Toussaint. As Christie blocks it, keeps the ball in play, it ends up on Cassiello's feet. Maoni, Duncan. Maoni to DeKoff. It is onside to Miley DeKoff, who cannot keep up with it. And the ball will roll out of play for another goal kick for the Huskies. It's the most raucous Centennial Colts crowd I've seen here in my time as the commentators. We got a Centennial Colts chant going on to my left. A lot of fans in attendance. Don't often see a whole lot of the women's games into the 8 o'clock starts, the second game of the night. So the fans are out and cheering on the 3-0 Centennial Colts. The Colts have a corner kick on the misplay from the goalie as DeKoff plays it short to Emily Cullen, who has loads of space. The cross goes in, looking for Lima. It's headed away by the Huskies. And on it is Ashley McDonald, a speedy McDonald. Ball just gets a little bit out in front, and Christie plays it away for the throw-in. George Brown. Huskies have the throw-in near their bench. This one's lobbed up and in to Jennifer Lopez. Lopez, the only person so far on the George Brown Huskies with a goal. Tries to corral it, can, as the Colts turn it the other way. Simone Christie is in the corner. Christie crosses into the box, looking for Rhea, can't. Ball finds its way back to Cassiello. Cassiello into the middle, finds Maoni. Duncan streaking to the outside. Maoni goes inside instead. Rhea battling. Can't find the ball, and the Huskies finally alleviate a little bit of pressure for a couple seconds. This one rolls towards us and out of play as Duncan shields it, and a throw in for the Colts. Duncan looking for the option to finally play it back to Emily Cullen. As the Colts do, they'll switch sides of the field. Simone Christie has loads of space. All 11 Huskies playing all the way back to their goal. Cassiello, fire defender. The cross in finds its way all the way into the hands of the sprawling Van Wert Bradbury, who controls it. Van Wert Bradbury again looking for some room. Boots it, finds Ashley McDonald. Can't control it, so the ball squished. Finds his way all the way to Soledad Vasquez, who plays it away, and the Colts retake control. Frampton to Christie. Simone Christie into the middle. Maoni looking for DeKoff. Through the defender, was onside, but just out of the reach of DeKoff, who was on her run into the box. And the turnover is in the hands of the Huskies. George Brown Huskies on a goal kick. Van Wert Bradbury looking for some options, setting up the goal kick that they're looking for. Is Van Wert Bradbury looking for any kind of options, plays it to all the way to the far corners. Reyes hot on her tail. Stops around, and Rhea picks the pocket. Bianca Rhea has Lima in the box. Lima misses. DeKoff takes a shot, and another great save from Van Wert Bradbury. Sprawling out as the ball ends up in her lap again. DeKoff and Lima, another nice display of skill. Lima leaving it through the legs to DeKoff, but another great save from the Huskies goalkeeper to keep it tied at 0. The
Huskies try their hand on offense as Frampton is able to keep the ball away off the feet of Keely Toussaint. And another throw in, George Brown. Move by Ferrer, the pass inside, looking for Lopez. And booted away. It'll be over the head of Dukoff. Looking to leave it for Duncan. The Huskies back away. Duncan to Cullen. Cullen goes cross seam, finds Christie. Will go all the way up the sideline to Casiello. Casiello, speedy, shifty. Gets by one defender. The cross goes in. Bianca Rea tries the behind the back pass, and that'll roll into the hands of Van Wert Bradbury. This one's rolled into the middle onto the feet of Badou. Badou trying to find a teammate. That's Toussaint. It'll end up on the feet of Christie, who finds Natalia Casiello, and back come the Colts. Casiello by one defender. The ball finds Vasquez, who's looking for Maoni. Maoni will leave it for Dukoff. Dukoff tries the cross. That'll go off the body of Badou, but stay in play as Lizzie Maoni's running to it. Looks like she'll just let that go. It'll roll out for a corner kick for the Colts. It'll be their second one. Of course, the first one, the Colts played it quick with Dukoff and Cullen. Cullen waves off Dukoff, so we will have this ball coming into the box, I would assume, off the foot of Emily Cullen. The Colts, as normal, send in two goal front, four runners and a couple out wide, and Rea and Duncan as Cullen's cross goes into the middle. Looks for Frampton. It's off the body of Frampton and into the net. And from what I saw, we'll take a look at the replay. I thought this went off of Frampton. Frampton celebrating like it was her goal, but again, another tough view, either Frampton or off the Huskies defender and into the net, which would make it Cullen's goal. Either way, the Centennial Colts lead it 1-0 now over the George Brown Huskies, 18 minutes into the game. The Colts finally break through that back line of the Huskies and put on loads more pressure now. Morgado looks for the teammate Calixter. It's out of the reach. Another throw in for Centennial. The throw in from the Colts finds its way to the foot of Cullen. Again goes cross seam. Christie, Casiello looks for options. Doesn't find one and will play it back to the back line. Frampton to Duncan. Duncan has loads of time. Finds Dukoff. Dukoff down the sideline. Ball hops a bit. She controls it. Makes one move. Dukoff trying to find Lima. It's out of the reach and onto the foot of McDonald, who only has the ability to clear it out. And another throw in Centennial. Duncan's throw in will just play it into their own half to Emily Cullen. The Huskies no intent to pressure. Colts have all the time in the world to work up their plays. Duncan plays it in the middle. Tries to force it to Lima. It's off the foot and in to the control of Badou, who only is able to fire it down the field. For the first time, we'll call the name of Lily Culleton, who will have the ball on her foot. Hasn't had a whole lot of action herself this year. Of course, the Colts have not given up a goal, so she is sporting 1,000 goals save percentage as well as a 0-0-0 goals against average early on in the season for Culleton as Casiello moves by one defender. It ends up on the foot of Rea, who a little bit of a miss hit on the shot. Goes wide of the net for another goal kick. Goalkeeper needing a shoe tie, meaning that we will, I believe, have a substitution for the Huskies. And coming out of the game is Haley Calixterio. And into the game on the other side of the field, I believe, is number 11. Kaylee Surrett-Kachego into the game. Shoe is tied. We're back underway. The goal kick. Van Wert Bradbury attempts the pass over to the newcomer, Surrett-Kachego.
Misses the mark, and another throw in for the Colts. Christie will throw it in under the feet of Rhea. Rhea plays it back to the back line to Cullen. Cullen finds Duncan. Duncan down the sign will find Ocaa. Floats the pass in, controlled well by Ocaa. Tries the back heel play, and that is taken away by McDonald, who has loads of speed and takes off. Mahoney challenges. The pass from McDonald is inside to number 13, Pope Jackson. Kanique Pope Jackson gets by one, and Culleton able to clear it away. Badu keeps it, header by Ocaa, and it ends up on the foot of Seguin. Seguin's pass misses all of her teammates, will end up to Haley Frampton as the Colts regain control and quickly back the other way with Casiello. Casiello cross, tries to find Ocaa off the body of Morgado. Out into the midfield and played back to Frampton. Cullen plays it to Duncan. Into Mahoney. Mahoney will go far side, finds Casiello. Casiello, couple moves into the box. Cleared away by Bonji momentarily. The Huskies have a little bit of time, something that hasn't happened. You can hear Captain Emily Cullen screaming to get some pressure on the side of the Huskies. The Huskies have a throw in down in the corner here 22 minutes into the game. The Colts lead at 1-0 here on Coltsnet Live. We thank you for joining us here in the nightcap of the two games. If you missed the men's game, the Centennial Colts men's team beat the George Brown Huskies 3-0 in the opener here. And now the women's team lead the Huskies again, 1-0. Huskies will boot it away into the defensive end, and Vasquez tries to find Rhea, and Bonji, a couple moves to try and get away from Rhea. Bonji, all she can do is try and turn it around. Ocaa keeps it alive through the legs of her defender, Serena McDonald. Ocaa to Rhea. Rhea just misstep on that pass, the reception of that pass, and it'll roll out of play for a goal kick. And another substitution. Emily Duncan will come out of the game, so the Colts make their first substitutions. Duncan out of the game. Miley Ocaa will also exit the game. And the Colts will make a couple defensive changes. Cullen to this side of the field will take McDonald, and I believe we will see Alicia de Velez coming into the game, as well as Nayla Rowe, who we will welcome back here to Colts Pitch. Was unable to play the first two games. We didn't see her in the home opener, but glad to have her back after a 3-point performance in her opening game against the Cambrian Golden Shield. So Rowe back in, as well as DeVellis, who's on the ball. The Huskies have it to Lopez. Makes a move. Finds his way back to Seguin. Seguin looking inside, trying to find McDonald, and a good play from Emily Cullen to keep McDonald away from it, and Cullen turns up the other way. The speedy Emily Cullen. Stops up, plays it back onto the feet of DeVellis. Ball works its way all the way to Simone Christie, who has loads of space and takes it. Christie winds up, the cross goes into the box. There's no Colts there, so we'll hop into the hands of the goalkeeper, Van Wert Bradbury, for another goal kick. Cullen, the defensive play, plays it away from the feet of number 13. That's Pope Jackson. The Colts have the ball back. They'll play with it. And the minute the Colts get the ball back, the Huskies drop immediately into defensive form. So the Huskies are just content with trying to stop the Colts from scoring. Here now is Nayla Rowe. Nayla Rowe tries to make a move past her defender, and we'll kick it out of play. So the Huskies have the throw in. It goes to number 17, Megan Morgado. The throw in from Morgado through the legs of Toussaint, past DeVellis. Cullen's got to come on and play it, and does. Mahoney will play it back to Frampton. The Colts reset. So they have loads of space, able to drop their play, which today is Simone Christie up the sideline to Cassiello. Cassiello tries to get by McDonald, who is everywhere on the field for the Huskies, and takes the ball away. Not for long as Vasquez takes it back up as the Colts regain possession to Emily Cullen. Nayla Rowe. Rowe in the sideline. Makes a move, dishes it off to Lima. Streaking in. Lima, the cross is blocked by the Huskies defender and back onto the foot of Lima, who flicks it over the defender. Vanessa Lima shows her flash. Calmly gives it to Nayla Rowe. Makes another move. Rowe, the cross into the box, looking for a player. Finds Maoni, who has a shot, and it's blocked by the Huskies. Cassiello hits the ground as we continue playing. A battle inside as the Huskies finally are able to clear it off of McDonald. DeVellis calls Lima. Lima will take control and back into her own half as the Huskies back off. Vasquez into the middle. Christie streaking onto the ball, finds it. Has to make a move onto the feet of Cassiello. Into the corner, the Huskies try and clear it away. It's blocked by Christie and keeps it in play as the Huskies have to clear it, and do. Soledad Vasquez finds Maoni in the middle, has loads of space, out wide to DeVellis. Alicia DeVellis, a nice tackle from Keeley to Saint, takes DeVellis off the ball, but the Colts will keep possession on the throw. They'll go into the middle to Rhea. Rhea's trying to find the pass to Lima. It's out of the reach and cleared away by Baudou. Simone Christie again finds Cassiello here just about into the 28th minute. Cassiello makes one move. The ball front spins all the way to the Huskies defenders. Lima flicks it over another one. Controls it and has Pope Jackson on her tail. Finds a little room back into her own defensive side and finds Alicia DeVellis. DeVellis makes a move. Pope Jackson all over her trying to make a move as Nayla Rowe gets around her. And it'll be a penalty, I believe, called on a foul called on Nayla Rowe, who gets the hook on the defender. Morgado taken to the ground, and it'll be a free kick for the Huskies. Huskies have the ball, gets all the way to Baudou. Trying to find Toussaint. It goes all the way out, and Toussaint keeps it alive. Toussaint keeps it alive. Might not have worked in her favor as the Colts had the ball momentarily. Pope Jackson and Maoni battle as the ball's up in the air and corralled by Maoni back to Frampton. DeVellis unable to keep the ball onto her feet, just slips away. As the ball ends up here in the booth, it'll be a throw in for the Huskies. Megan Morgado has the ball. The throw-in finds Baudou. Baudou tries to go around Vasquez. Bodies up, plays the ball to Nayla Rowe. Got to get around one, does. Looking to find Rhea. Rhea unable to get to that ball, and it'll roll all the way back to the goalkeeper. Vanward Bradbury picks it up with Rhea on in her presence and will roll it away to Oman Bonji. Bonji's pass picked off by Lima. Lima fakes the shot, trying to find Rhea. It's onside. Bianca Rhea takes a shot, and it's just wide right of the goal. A good chance from the Centennial Colts, but cannot capitalize as the pickoff from Lima finds Rhea and just runs out of room as her back turned and has to turn and fire as quick as possible with two Huskies defenders all over her and unable to find that top corner. So the game will stay at 1-0. Now into the 30th minute here in the first half. Centennial leading at 1-0 here on Colts Net Live. It's the goalkeeper, Vanwert Bradbury, looking for options and will boot it away. trying to find Pope Jackson. It's cleared by Simone Christie, and a throw in George Brown. Throwing on the far side. Mishandled by the Huskies, so the Colts will take over on that throw. Frampton. Cullen, loads of time looking for options. Going out wide. Simone Christie. One player on her, plays it to Cassiello and takes off. Christie down the sideline. Into the corner, will cross into the box. It's blocked by Bonji and out of play for a corner kick, Centennial. So Cullen heads over to take the free kicks. As well goes Maone and Vasquez for the short options, bringing the Huskies out of their own box. As we say that, the Huskies bring all 11 back into their box for this corner and finally bring a couple women out to cover the two Colts in the corner. With that, I would assume Cullen will fire this away into the box. She doesn't. Dishes it off to Maone, who will cross it into the box. Off to the head of the leaping Husky defender. And another corner kick for Centennial back to this side. So the short plays so far have worked. Maybe the Colts knew that the Huskies were going to maybe play a little bit of a defensive system and play back, as playing a couple short corner plays, trying to draw a couple Huskies at least out of the box with 9 George Brown players playing defense. Has now all 11 of them into the box. The corner from Cullen over the head of Lima and cleared away by the Huskies, who take off. Cullen charging. Krishanthan taken away by Cullen, who fires all the way back. That stamina from Emily Cullen shows as she sprints all the way back from the corner to make that defensive play and keep the Huskies away from Lily Culleton and the goalkeeper of the Colts. They turn it the other way, and Lizzie Maone to Vanessa Lima. Fakes the cross. One move. Passes it off back to Maone. Maone looks for options. Has Lima again. Finds Lima. Lima goes down the sideline to DeVellis, who tries to find Maone. It's just mistimed. The clear goes to Lima and a spin move. Another move for Lima. Vasquez finds DeVellis in the corner, looking for options. Could not find one. Tries to get around Morgado, can't, and it'll be a throw in for George Brown. The Huskies with the throw. Morgado, the throw. Headed by Rowe, played into Rea. Back to Rowe. Has a little bit of time, no pressure, and finds Bianca Rea. Rea's cross goes into the box and into the hands of Van Wert Bradbury. Bradbury to the ground, and she'll boot it away. Again, picked off from Vasquez. Rowe has it now on the sideline, tries to make a move. We'll play it into the corner. And look, a little hip check on Megan Morgado as Rowe was trying to get by, and that one's flagged on the foul, so the Colts will have a free kick. It looks like Lizzie Maone will take it. Referee points to the spot. We're getting a little late into the first half here as we're just about 35 minutes into it as the Colts lead at 1-0. Lizzie Maone, the free kick. Colts have a couple runners into the box. It's cleared away by Badu. DeVellis tries to handle. She does. Tries to play it back to Cullen. Can't. And here comes Krishanthan. A good defensive play by Christie, trying to get back around it. The Huskies will keep control. It'll be a throw-in front of the Colts bench. Down into the deep corner that is in front of the Colts bench. A throw-in for the Huskies. It'll be early into Lopez. It'll be played over, and Vasquez will clear it. Past one defender, and Rhea runs on. Bianca Rhea has one defender to beat. Bonji goes to the inside, and a great defensive play by Bonji is cleared away, and Nayla Rowe onto the feet, who fires it just over the crossbar. A bad giveaway by Amon. Bonji ends up on the feet of Nayla Rowe, who probably had more time than she thought. Fires it over the crossbar, just missing the second goal for the Centennial Colts. As now substitutions coming in. Miley Koff back in for Nayla Rowe. It looks like Cassiello will also take a seat, I believe. Sorry, Rowe will head to the other side of the field. Cassiello takes a seat. So does Bianca Reyes. So DeKoff into the game. Serena McDonald in with tons of pressure as Lima gets into the box and played away by the goaltender. Van Wert Bradbury as that ball finally rolls out of play for another corner kick Centennial. See Cullen and Maoni making a little bit of a play. Cullen giving some direction to Maoni. Maybe something coming here as DeKoff was going to play it quick. Cullen says, no. Go to the box as Cullen does play it to Maoni. Nobody around. Maoni has time to shoot. She does shoot and misses it just up wide right. A great play from Cullen and Maoni on that play. You see tons of room for Maoni as she had time to wind into that one. Maybe just a little bit too much time now, especially with that ball soaking wet from all this moisture out here. That was for sure slipping up. Every shot is going to slip up your shoe for sure. Goal kick headed by Maoni. Vasquez crowds it momentarily, but Krishanathan gets it past Christie, but Cullen over to stop it as that pass is out of play onto the feet of Rowe. So a throw in George Brown. Huskies throw it into the middle, met immediately by Vasquez. Played over to Sagan to Badu. Badu running on. DeKoff able to get by one. Bonji, a spin move, stays away from DeKoff. Clears the way to Morgado to Bonji. Bonji, the pass trying to find Morgado, is out of the reach of Morgado, and another throw in for the Colts. Now back into the offensive end. Velas to Lima. Lima will make one move. Trying to make another move. The ball trips up into her hands. Sorry, the ball trips up into her feet as Maoni will again just play it away from the streaking Keely Toussaint for another throw in for the Huskies. The throw in. Mouse wins the battle. Toussaint and DeVellis battle. No call. It'll go out of play, and it'll be another throw in for the Colts. Cullen switches sides to Simone Christie. Christie runs on. Doesn't have Cassiello this time. Rowe plays it up the sideline for the speedy Serena McDonald into the game. We'll play it back to Rowe. A little give and go to the feet of Vasquez. Vasquez into the middle, finds Lizzie Maoni. Maoni spins, has another chance to shoot, doesn't. Tries to find Lima, who can't get into the box, and it's picked off by Bonji momentarily as Lima flicks it back over to Vasquez. Vasquez is into the box, plays it to Lima, has to spin around, and some good pressure from the Huskies, able to clear it away. DeKoff screaming for the ball from Cullen. She delivers it, and it's cleared away by Morgado. And Toussaint, the Colts have it back with Frampton. Cullen to Maoni. Maoni goes far side. Nayla Rowe onto it. Into the box she goes. Tries the cross. It's off the side of the net. And a corner kick, I believe it was off the foot of a Huskies defender. So another corner kick for the Colts, meaning Cullen will head to the far side. Cullen to take the corner kick for the Colts here just about into the 41st minute. As on your screen, we're just a little bit ahead of what the time clock says here at the pitch. Cullen, 2 hands in the air, the cross goes in the back corner. It's off the hands of the goalie, and it will be another corner kick for the Colts. Will we see Cullen run cross field? I believe we will, as Ocaa will set it up for. This time, finally, a defender comes with Cullen over to the far side of the field. I believe that's Morgado trying to block that short play. Ocaa will head back to the box. I believe meaning that Morgado will head back as well. Cullen, the cross, goes into the box. Off the head of Lima and into the back of the net. Vanessa Lima gets the game's second goal, and the Colts lead it 2-0. So Vanessa Lima, the cross connection with Emily Cullen, pots it into the back of the net on the header. In the 41st minute, the Centennial Colts take a 2-0 lead over the George Brown Huskies. It sounds like Vanessa Lima's got a lot of family in the crowd, a lot of celebration going on behind me after that goal for Vanessa Lima. As the Colts now lead it 2-0. We're back in play with the Huskies, have a throw-in just up near midfield. Huskies throw it in, clear it to Sagan. Sagan looking for Toussaint. Gets to the feet of Kelly Toussaint, DeVellis and McDonald pressuring as McDonald comes away with it. Vasquez to Nayla Rowe. Has some space, will keep going. Rowe cuts back into the middle, looking for an option. He's trying to find Ocaa. It's off a Husky defender. Huskies back the other way with Lopez. Lopez will finally clear to the open side of the field of the Huskies to Morgado, but Ocaa, a nice play to steal it away. Miley Ocaa leads it down the sideline to McDonald, running on. Will be able to slide onto it, keep it in play is McDonald. Has DeVellis open, finds her. Back into McDonald, they'll switch. McDonald into Lizzie. Lizzie's got some space. Will spin back with Pope Jackson all over her. And will spin and deliver it back to the center back, Cullen. Christie. Now down to Rowe. Rowe this time crosses it into the box. Running onto it, McDonald. It's off the midsection. McDonald shall corral it to Maoni, who will just flick it on net, and it will hop into the hands of the goalkeeper for the Huskies. Huskies play it out to Morgado. Ocaa, again, some great defensive pressure, able to keep the ball. Vasquez into Lima, plays it to Vasquez. Vasquez, a wide open shot and another great save, the diving save from Van Wert Bradbury. You see it on the replay, a give and go from Lima and Vasquez, and just that missed time. Vasquez being a right-footed player, Lima unable to lead her on the right side, gets to the left side, and that misstep, unfortunately, hurts Vasquez, but the Colts still have pressure on that far side. It's Lima to Soledad Vasquez, who will play it all the way back to Cullen as we're about to hit the 45-minute mark in the first half. I cannot believe there will be a whole lot of injury time to end this half. We haven't had a whole lot so far. Quick and easy moving game as Simone Christie's into the corner. They still have another chance to score as it's cleared away by Badu. And as I say that, we hit the 45-minute mark right on the dot. We'll blow the whistle for halftime as the Centennial Colts lead it 2-0 over the George Brown Huskies. We will take a break, head to a couple commercials, and on the other side, we'll have second half action here from Colts Pitch.
At the half, the Colts lead it by a score of 2-0.
Danny got you dirty, got a yellow tape. And I got a waiting nigga, telling nigga. We ain't tried to how you celebrate already. Disrespect is something I ain't tolerating. Fuck with me, I give them motivation. And your circle shrink and see some boys escaping. That's a woman's guilty by association. Hey, what? Debating who to go. Then I make the about the numbers all I know. Then I make the about the summer all I know. Better find someone else in here with all that smoke. Yeah, and all them tweets and all them posts. Ain't got the type of time that be playing with you, folk. I had a richer plan to these, that's a joke. I'm really down to die behind these verses in my notes. Yeah.
Two girls, one and a guy.
Yeah.
He's like looking at his phone. He looks at, I felt like I was in.
Yeah, brothers, but my brothers, man, they don't kid it. That's a.
Eye contact. My first instinct is to smile for some dumb reason, and I'm like. Walk right past him. I'm like,
I can play off the iPod. Yeah, because this is a motherfucker 2016, man. You say what's gonna matter of that, so you just know that's a high point. I was a matter of fact. Yo,
Another banger. Baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, you put your heart for lockdown, for lockdown, for lockdown. Yo, you feel like far down, far down. If I tell you say I love you, you know they for me young girl, oh young girl. Not tell me no, 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 oh, 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 oh.
Welcome back to Colts Pitch here at Progress Campus as the Centennial Colts lead it 2-0 over the George Brown Huskies as we are underway in the second half. Once again, Jack Middleton as your commentator today here on Coltsnet Live. The Colts on goals from Haley Frampton and Vanessa Lima have a 2-0 lead. And the Huskies put a little bit of offensive pressure going forward as Toussaint gets by and will actually run into Cullen. Looks like maybe just a little bit of dead leg to hit up onto the thigh of Cullen, and she falls to the ground. She'll be all right, though. She'll pop back up. She'll work it out. Believe it or not, in 5 years here at Centennial, I've seen worse. So Colts back in play. Cullen is doing all right, and Simone Christie plays it up the side of the field. Miley Ocaa into the corner. Good play from Ashley McDonald to keep that ball from entering the box, but a throw in upcoming for the Colts. Maone will play it back to Cullen. Cullen back to Frampton. Frampton will play it all the way to the side to Miley Ocaa. Ocaa tries to find Vasquez. It's off the foot of the sliding defender, Saret Kachego. Colts regain possession. Maone on the throw-in, has the ball. Gives it back to Ocaa. Miley Ocaa tries to get around one defender of McDonald. That goes off of McDonald down to play in another throw-in. The Colts are stuck in the corner. Maone switches the field this time. That goes all the way across to DeVellis. The Colts coming out in the second half in the same group that finished the first half. Simone Christie. Miley Ocaa. Christie will run down the field. The move by Ocaa gets a slippage, and the cross is off the back of Baду and into the box. McDonald plays it back to DeVellis. DeVellis into the box. That's a chip shot trying to find the back of the net. Just wide right. And a goal kick for Van Wert Bradbury. Van Wert Bradbury drops the ball ready for the goal kick, just awaiting Pope Jackson tying her shoes, as well as I believe a cramp being stretched out on the far side of the field. Well, in the meantime, while she's getting stretched out, it looks like we're going to get a substitution. We will take a look at the upcoming games for both of these teams. as we have a little break for the George Brown Huskies. Their next game is Saturday the 20th when they play host to the Fleming Phoenix. That'll be at 1 p.m. back at Esther Shiner Field. For the Centennial Colts, they will head to Durham to take on the Durham Lords. One of their biggest tests, of course, if anybody remembers, is the Battle of the Cullens. Emily Cullen versus her brother, the coach. Everybody, I've talked about it for 5 years and we'll continue to talk about it. A big matchup in that family, of course. That'll go down Friday at Vaso Field. As the that'll be at 6 p.m. for the Lords and the Colts before they head back home for a game against the St. Lawrence Surge. That is all the way Saturday, September the 27th against the Surge. That's at 1 p.m. As we get back underway, everybody's stretched out. Everybody's good to go. We are back underway. That's DeVellis. DeVellis tries the pass up to Naylor Rowe. It's out of the reach of the aforementioned Rowe, and a throw in for the Huskies. Lima flicks it up into the air. McDonald, the header. And the battle between Mahoney and Pope Jackson lands on the feet of McDonald, who comes up limping and looks like another cramp. And the Colts are just going to kick it out into my area. It looks like a cramp for Ashley McDonald. They'll get it all stretched out. Couple early cramps from the Huskies coming out of that locker room. That switch from this damp, moist air back into the dry air of the college might have done some damage to these Huskies. This is the third player to go down with a cramping issue. It will be stretched out as McDonald is trying to get back to her feet, but looks like that cramp is doing damage to McDonald, as she will hobble off to her own sideline and get that worked out, and the Huskies will substitute somebody in the meantime. So McDonald off the field, coming into the game for the Huskies. We'll get a number here. Head referee is blocking my way. There we go. Number 3 coming into the game. That's Reba Krishanathan coming back into the game. For the Huskies, it'll be a throw-in for George Brown, I believe. And if I'm correct, it'll be a throw-in to the Colts. So the Colts will get the ball, and we will restart some gamesmanship between the two teams, and we will get back underway. Alicia DeVellis on the far side. Along the sideline to Rowe, has a ton of speed. Naylor Rowe into the corner. The cross slips up. Lima lets it through her legs. It goes to Mahoney and over the net. Another attempt from Lizzie Mahoney, fired just over the crossbar, and another great leave from Lima fools the Huskies defenders, but Mahoney unable to capitalize. Nice and easy play from Van Wert Bradbury. Makes its way all the way up to the circle. Picked off by the Colts and ends up on the foot of Naylor Rowe. Rowe into McDonald and play it back to Lizzie Mahoney. Mahoney switches the field. Simone Christie, tons of time, has DeKoff wide open down the close sideline. DeKoff leaves it for Vasquez. Vasquez into the corner. The flag will go up on the offside on that pass from DeKoff to Vasquez. The Colts will give up possession. The Huskies booted away off the foot of Surette Kachego. Mahoney able to control it onto the feet of DeKoff. Vanessa Lima now has it, checks her shoulder and dumps it off to Mahoney. Mahoney into the corner. The Colts have 3 options. We'll give it off to DeKoff. Leaves it for Christie, who will cross it into the box. It's off the feet of Sagan into the diving arms of Van Wert Bradbury. Lima on the pressure. Van Wert Bradbury puts it on the ground, so Lima pressures it, and the ball gets booted all the way back to the back line, and Lily Culleton gets the ball. Haven't called her name a whole lot. She hasn't seen any action so far tonight in net. So the Colts have played all game, 53 straight minutes in the offensive end. They will continue to do so. Emily Cullen to Maoni, finds her option. That's Naylor Rowe down the sideline. DeVellis going with her. Naylor does not care. Naylor Rowe into the box. Cross. Looking for Lima. Doesn't find it. It's blocked and kicked away. As Cullen has it. Another Husky down. She's looks like maybe a slip up hurt the ankle. Hopefully she is all right. She's up and moving. Because the Colts still have the ball. It's Naylor Rowe. Naylor Rowe tries to get through the tackle between the two girls. They run into each other. Both Husky players are down. There's two of them back down. One on that tackle, or the attempted tackle from Naylor Rowe. And the defender, I believe, on that far side is Megan Morgado. And on the ground currently for the Huskies is number 15. That's Haley Calixterio, who is on the ground. Looks like a slip up, and of course one of the more dangerous plays here at Colts pitch, being that there is turf. It is quite slippery out here, especially now with all the fog rolling in. You can even see it on your broadcast, how much fog there has rolled in. So it is a slippery time out here, and these women have not experienced it a whole lot in their time. They normally play the 6 p.m. game. They don't have a whole lot of slippages. They're still playing in the sun. So dealing with a couple of growing pains, having to deal with the slippages and the late night fog rolling in, a little bit of moisture. It's going to create some problems everywhere around the field, as it looks like the Husky player is up and gingerly walking off. So hopefully she is all right. Cannot tell who that is. I believe now that I see it's number 18, Megan Barrett, is the one being helped off the sideline for the Huskies. Very gingerly. Hopefully she is all right, as I mentioned. They will take a look, and in the meantime, mass substitution for the Huskies will come in. So the Colts will have a throw in. It's on the far side down in the corner. Colts have the throw in, and it will end up on the feet of Naylor Rowe. Rowe takes off, tries to keep it in, stays in play, and the Huskies take off. They have the ball. It's on the feet of Lopez. Lopez trying to relieve some pressure, and all she does is fire it into the end of the Colts, who will take control with Emily Cullen. Cullen up the sideline to Naylor Rowe. Rowe inside. Lima back to Rowe. Rowe's now going to cross it in. Miss hit's going to roll along the ground, blocked by the Huskies defender, and a foul will be called on Naylor Rowe. Little tug down in the corner. She was battling for the ball with Morgado. So the Huskies have the free kick all the way in their end. So the Huskies have a goal kick. Bonji will play it over to her own goalkeeper, Van Wert Bradbury. And we'll have a goal kick. 57 minutes into this game as the Colts lead it 2-0. Goal kick booted away. DeKoff, the header onto the foot of Vanessa Lima. She'll play a back foot pass to DeKoff, running onto it. Miley DeKoff makes a move. Makes her way into the box, gets around one defender, but her pass back to Christie misses. Luckily, Haley Frampton is there. And we'll play it all the way to the far side through Cullen to DeVellis. DeVellis, Naylor Rowe, one fake, gets around her defender. The cross, again, on the ground, comes kicked away by the Huskies, and it'll be out of play for another throw-in. That's in front of the Colts bench. The throw in for the Colts, Alicia DeVellis on it. Naylor Rowe into the corner. She'll cross it. It'll come onto the feet of Badu. But the Colts get it back with Serena McDonald, who will play it all the way back to Cullen. Cullen switches the side of the field. Goes to Maoni. Maoni plays it in the middle to Lima. Lima back to DeVellis. DeVellis will leave it onto the foot of Serena McDonald. The Huskies, no pressure. Rowe battles. Gets away with it as the ball trickles all the way back to Haley Frampton. Keeps it in the offensive side and finds DeKoff. DeKoff controls it. Has somebody to beat. Sret Kachego, a great block from Sret Kachego on the crossing attempt from DeKoff. It'll go out of play for a throw-in. Played quickly by Simone Christie. Throw it in, trying to find Lima. Vasquez plays it down to DeKoff, and 4 Colts trying to play keep away with 1 Husky as there's a handball into the corner. So the Colts will have a makeshift corner. This one I'm sure will be fired into the box. Maoni getting the wall moved back, making sure they're the right distance away. Maoni to take it. Cullen awaiting off the side, but 4 runners for the Colts and Miley DeKoff hanging around. Maoni will play it back to Cullen. Cullen has loads of room. She'll fire the shot into the box. Unsure if that was a cross or a shot. I would assume a shot just over the head of Frampton. It slips wide of the net for another goal kick as the Huskies will bring in another substitution. So the Huskies bring onto the field number 2 back into the game. That's Keely Toussaint back into the game here in the 60th minute. Van Wert Bradbury looking for options. Boots it away. Keely Toussaint looking for it, but DeKoff able to backpedal and head it back into the defensive zone of the Huskies. Good play from DeKoff, is able to not keep it in play. As I say that, the referee running down the sideline is standing right in front of me. My apologies. Flag up in the air out, but the Colts do keep the ball, and Toussaint slips again on the turf. Limo plays it all the way back to Frampton. Maoni finds DeKoff. DeKoff shakes, shimmies, fires a shot left of the marker and out of play for another goal kick. .30 minutes left, plus a little bit of injury time left in this one as the Colts lead it 2-0. Awaiting the goal kick of Van Wert Bradbury. That one's fired again, headed away by DeKoff. Headed back in by Bailey Heath. DeKoff corrals it back to Simone Christie, who will play it to the back line of Frampton. Relieve some pressure to Cullen as the Huskies back off one more time. Maoni trying to find DeKoff. DeKoff heading in for a run. It's behind her, but we'll play it. DeKoff looking for some room. Plays it into Christie. Simone Christie tries to get through the sliding. Sret Kachego can't. The ball will roll out of play, and it will be a Huskies throw-in. So Sret Kachego throws it in. Looking for Toussaint. It's played away as the goalkeeper had come out. Lima plays it back into the corner for herself. Will have all the time in the world. Looks for an option. Finally finds Vasquez, who plays it all the way across to DeVellis. Will find Rowe. Rowe into the corner. 2 Huskies to beat. Rolls back into the midfield and gives it to Maoni. Christie now has it, and the Colts try every single side, trying to find everywhere. The Huskies are shutting it down. Lima. Back heel, drops it to Christie. Christie, the cross in. Along the ground, skips in, kicked out by the Huskies. It'll be another corner kick for the Colts, as Cullen will head over to take another one. Cullen sets up for the corner, no short man. This one will head into the box. The Colts a different setup. Two people back. Culleton all the way out as this one's headed away by the Huskies, and the shot from Christie is fired over the goal and out of play, and another goal kick for the Huskies. This cross from Cullen heads goes off of the head, I believe, of Serena McDonald and bounces all the way back onto the foot of Christie, but just gets underneath it and fires it over the goal. And we're Bradbury directing traffic. She'll fire it away. That one's headed out towards me into the booth. A throw in for the Huskies, which will be taken by Saret Kachego. The throw in, Lima is able to play it. Nice defensive play by Sagan to pick her off. Sagan trying to find Toussaint. It's kicked away by Christie and into the corner. A mad dash from DeKoff, who wins it. DeKoff, the pass goes to Serena McDonald into the box. We'll play it back out to Vasquez and back into the corner to DeKoff. DeKoff, the cross along the ground. There's nobody there for the Colts, but it's played back to Lima. Lima thought about shooting, wasn't able to get one off, and Christie will fire herself. That one's off the bar and in. Simone Christie, what a shot. Bar down for Simone Christie, makes it 3-0 Centennial. Simone Christie with what a shot out deep in the midfield over the leaping goaltender Van Wert Bradbury and goes bar down. Simone Christie gets her first of the game and makes it 3-0 for the Centennial Colts. A great shot, and a shot that the Colts needed with the Huskies playing all the way back into their box. They have to shoot from out deep, and Simone Christie capitalizes, making it 3-0. As the Colts will make a substitution, Soledad Vasquez comes out, and into the game for the first time here at home is Huli Ochapinti is into the game. Continuous replays of this magical shot from Simone Christie. As Christie puts the Colts up 3-0, the Huskies will fire it back into the Colts end, and they will retake possession as the Huskies right back into their defensive positioning. The Colts go out wide. I believe that's Annabelle Dion into the game for the first time on the far side as Cullen has the ball and will try and find Dion. She does. Dion, fresh legs for the Colts, will make a move on to the outside. Dion finds Ochapinti, spins around in the corner. Will try and play it back. Does. Ochapinti back to the foot of Cullen. Cullen comes across to McDonald in the midfield. That passes for DeKoff. Gets to the feet, a great snag to maintain possession for the Colts. We'll play it back to Frampton. The Colts will just play possession so far. After that goal that made it 3-0. Mayoni to DeVellis. DeVellis looking for Lima. Looks for Lima. Lima tries to find the legs as the tackle there by Annabelle Dion is a hard one. It trips up the Huskies defender, and it'll be a free kick. So the Huskies give up possession one more time as Mahoney turns it back the other way. Dukoff tries the back heel pass, slips over it, but the Colts keep possession all the way back to Simone Christie. Now Emily Cullen with it. Takes her time, takes her space. Backing away is Krishanathan. Colts have so much time and space. Through ball goes to McDonald into the corner. McDonald back to Ochapinti, a slip. First time dealing with that lovely nightly dew that we get here. As Ochapinti slips up and is all right, but the Colts keep possession. That was DeVellis. Over to Frampton. Frampton tries to play it into the middle, tries to force it into the middle to Ochapinti. Ends up back to her foot and all the way over to Annabelle Dion. DeVellis trying to find Dion, back streaking into the corner. Can't find her, but the Huskies play it out for another throw-in. Colts have the throw-in all the way back to Lizzie Mahoney. She'll go across the field to Simone Christie. Christie will play it into the corner to Miley Dukoff. Dukoff, the cross into the box off the foot of Lima. As I say that, it was off the foot of the defender for the Huskies. That was Bailey Heath on the defense. My apologies. That was 24 Amon Bonji on the defense. It's off her foot and back out for another corner kick for the Colts. Cullen in the corner. The corner kicks into the box, into the hands of the leaping goaltender Vanwert Bradbury. Is able to come up with it. Bonji plays it up, looking for her teammate Pope Jackson. That one hops away from Pope Jackson and out of play. So I believe the Huskies will have a throw-in, but in the meantime we have a Huskies defender kneeling down. Looks like maybe another cramp, this time to Jennifer Sagan. Will hobble her way off the field. Saw her a little bit earlier calling for a substitution anyways, so this will bring it for Jennifer herself, for Miss Sagan. She will head off the field, get that treated, while back onto the field is number 7, Kayla Ferrero, take her spot. The Huskies have the throw, and they do. Mahoney defends it with the header. Go all the way into the half. Mahoney has it now, full head of steam. Tries to find Dukoff, can't. McDonald corrals it, sends it back to DeVellis. DeVellis to Frampton. Frampton finds Ochapinti in the middle. And Ochapinti finally gets back close side to Mahoney. Mahoney finds Dukoff. Dukoff into the corner. Makes one move into the box. McCoff takes a shot, and it will be just wide left. Another good opportunity from the Colts, and Miley Dukoff goes wayward just to the left of the goal, keeping it a 3-0 game. So it looks like the Colts will make a substitution, so do the Huskies. So Krishanathan will head off, and she's also hobbling her way off the field. The Huskies will substitute that, as Emily Cullen will also get her first breather of the night, and that brings in Kiri Rose into the game. We'll see her for the first time as she's onto the back line. A position change for Kiri Rose, as she was up front as a forward the past couple seasons, and makes that switch into the center back position for Coach Rich Hurst and the Colts. So Rose will come in for Emily Cullen. As I say that, the ball's played back to Kiri Rose. Rose back to Christie, back to Kiri Rose. Into the middle, though, Ocaa will play it back to Frampton. The Colts just play keep away. 73 minutes in. Colts leading it 3-0, and the Huskies have no urge to come up and press. Mahoney looking for Dekoff. The slide tackle from Toussaint is able to block that pass to Dekoff. A throw in for the Colts, who will play it quickly to the aforementioned Dekoff. Mahoney makes a move, gets by one defender. The pass inside, trying to find Lima. The give and go attempt is off the hands of Mahoney. It'll be a handball, and the Huskies have the free kick. The Huskies goalkeeper with the free kick. Now a little bit more room. She will boot it away. It goes onto the feet of Toussaint. Tries to flick it over. Can't. Serena McDonald runs onto it. The speedy McDonald battled by Toussaint, matching the speed as they trip over each other. The ball stays in play. McDonald back up. Keeps the ball. Taken away by the Huskies defender. And Dekoff slide tackle takes the ball off the feet of Calixterio. So the Colts have possession all the way to their bench side on the feet of Annabelle Dion. Dion, the cross, comes into the box over the head of Lima. It'll end up on the foot of Dekoff. She'll take a shot and she scores. Miley Dekoff adds to her total. Her 10th goal in 4 games, and the Colts lead it 4-0. Miley Dekoff has had the chances all day long over in that corner and finally pots one home. Her 10th goal in 4 games to lead the OCAA. And the Colts lead it 4-0. They start piling it on now. Bonji slips on the kick. The pass goes out to the foot of Calixterio as the ball ends up a slide tackle from McDonald. Ball ends up out of play for a throw-in. Keely Toussaint on the throw. Dekoff will step in front and head that ball back out. So it'll be another throw-in for the Huskies. Toussaint has the ball, drying it off. As you can see, slippery out here. Toussaint's throw. Tipped in by Badu and cleared away by Kiri Rose. Annabelle Dion takes over. Dion streaks up the right side. Tries to get around her defender. That's Amon Bonji, is unable to do so. But the ball will be out of play and another corner kick for the Colts. Colts on the corner kick. Lizzie Mahoney to take it. The Colts with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 waiting to run onto this ball with one person back. That's Simone Christie as well as goalkeeper Lily Culleton, almost out to half. The Colts still keep trying to apply pressure. Of course, if you do not know, in the OCAA, goals for, goals against is the tiebreaker, so it does not matter what the score is. Got to keep piling it on because that one goal might matter later on in the year. So the Colts try to, and the corner goes into the box and headed away. Off the body, I believe that was Kiri Rose who hits the ground. She looks like she's all right. She's back up. Haley Frampton has the ball, plays it back to Mahoney. She'll replay it back into the box, and a great diving attempt before it was offside. Whistled on Lima, but a great leaping punch away from the goaltender, Van Wert Bradbury, who has played phenomenally despite being heavily outshot, continuously having to play defense. Van Wert Bradbury has been very good so far today. Huskies have the free kick deep in their own corner. 4-0 here as we hit the 78th minute mark. The Huskies fired away. Ocaa the header. Crowd by McDonald. Finds Dion down the sideline. She's onside. Dion slips on that cross. It goes along the ground as Ocaa hard onto it. And a good tackle as it's cleared out by Toussaint. And it'll be a throw in for Centennial. Before this throw in, we'll have another substitution. The Colts bringing in anyone and everyone, I believe. We'll get a name on this. Emily Duncan coming in. She'll check in for Alicia DeVellis. Serena McDonald will be out, bringing back Natalia Casiello. And Vanessa Lima will take her first seat. And I believe coming into the game will be Bianca Rea coming into the game. So Colts now with the throw-in up 4-0 here. Christie patiently waiting for the whistle as she gets it, and will throw it in. Maoni into the corner, looks for something. Doesn't have anything, dishes it off to Ocaa. Frampton switches sides to the newcomer Duncan, back into the game. She'll just play it back to Haley Frampton, and the Colts empty the bench and let some of the older regular lineup take a breather as Christie and Toussaint go together on a tackle. Christie wins it. Toussaint another slide tackle trying to find the ball, and it's kicked out for a Centennial throw-in. Christie plays it quickly, trying to find Ocaa, who's down into the corner one more time. Ocaa tries to play it to Casiello. It's kicked away by the Huskies defender, and another Colts throw-in. Maoni tries to get into the box as Toussaint steps into the ball, and they collide together off the ball. Looks like Maoni is all right. Duncan down the sideline to Dion. Dion squiggles through to the defense, loses the ball, but Ocaa battles well and regains possession for the Colts. Frampton into Maoni. Makes one defender miss, hands it off to Dion. Dion tries to get around her defender, and a good defensive play by number 17. That's Megan Morgado on the back end for the Huskies. Takes it off the feet of Dion and out for a goal kick. The Huskies, I believe, will make another substitution. I apologize. That's the Colts. I'm being blocked out here by the sideline official, but the Colts will make another substitution. It looks like DeKoff will come off. And that'll bring in Nayla Rowe to finish up the game, I would assume. Giving DeKoff the nice breather after she scores her 10th goal of the season. As the ball is back in now into the 81st minute. Up into the air, Dion misses. Stays on his Maoni, but the Huskies keep the ball to Lopez. Lopez into the middle. Casiello battles her off the ball. Huskies try and go through the middle, and it's picked off by Christie. Back to the foot of Saret Kachego. Christie and Saret Kachego try and go around. Christie gets by one defender. It's flicked on again. Christie keeps battling. Ocaa there to help this time, and this one goes out of play, and it will be a throw-in for the Huskies. Throw in for the Huskies. It'll be thrown in by Saret Kachego. Ball is thrown in, kicked right back out. So the Colts will take possession over. It'll be a throw in this time by Simone Christie. And before I say that, another substitution for the Colts. Elizabeth Mayoni will exit the game, and coming back in is Soledad Vasquez. Christie to throw it in. Play it back to Nayla Rowe. Rowe goes all the way back across the field to Emily Duncan. Duncan. Down her sideline to Dion. Dion runs into the Husky wall of defenders and plays it back to Duncan. Duncan also runs into that wall of defenders and back to Ochapinti as the Colts will switch sides and try from over on the left side. Vasquez tries to play it through to Nayla Rowe. Sliding was Toussaint. Doesn't make a touch, and Rose able to corral it. She plays it through the legs of her defender. Gets some oohs and ahs and cannot get around the second defender. A good play from Bailey Heath to keep Nayla Rowe away from the net. Framework Bradbury. Looking to boot it away. Does. Vasquez gets the first head on. And Ochapinti and the Colts back the other way as Casiello loses the ball, and it's turned over, so the Huskies try to go back the other way. Toussaint misses as Christie back into the middle. Tries to find Casiello. Rhea spins around with the ball. Loads of time, finds Dion over in the corner, who will run on. Dion can't get by the defender of Morgado, who will take off the other way for the Huskies. Morgado will kick it back into the defensive end of the Colts, and the Colts will get the ball back. It'll be another throw-in. Into the middle, the Huskies will kick it back out, and now in front of the Colts bench, another throw-in. Duncan plays it quickly into Kiri Rose. All the way back is Christie. Christie will spin, turn it back the other way. Back to Rose. The Colts try the other side. Rose, skip pass to Dion. Dion up to the sprinting Duncan. Emily Duncan in after it. She'll slide and kick that out the back side, and it'll be a goal kick for the Huskies. Just about to be 4 minutes left to go here. I wouldn't assume a whole lot of injury time as well on this one, as the Centennial Colts have a 4-0 lead over the George Brown Huskies. Colts looking poised to move to 4-0 on this young season before heading on to the tough task of the Durham Lords. Before that, got to finish up here with 4 minutes as the Huskies back the other way to Toussaint. They into the offensive end. She'll play it back to Surette Cachego, who will fire it over the back line and into the box of Culleton, who will corral that and make the catch. Rose over to Duncan. Now controlled by Julio Ochapinti. Ochapinti to Dion. Dion makes herself available, gets the ball, finds Rhea. That one's fired in. The whole Huskies defense looking for an offside. That one's fired on net. And off the side of the post, off the foot of Casiello. A much dangerous look as the Huskies all stopped looking for an offside. And it looks like another Husky has gone off the back end. I believe that's Keely Toussaint. Keely Toussaint will head off. I believe right now the Huskies playing with 10 on the field. Cleared away is Duncan. Duncan will play it back to Frampton, who will fire it all the way in front of me to Nayla Rowe. Rowe has a couple head fakes, back into the corner, misses Bianca Ray leaving it for Simone Christie, and both of them let that ball out of bounds for a throw in, George Brown. Rowe wins the battle, takes the ball off her defender. Vasquez leading Rowe, can't do it. This ball heads up into our setup. Everything good back there, producer Leo. Looks like he's all right back there. Just hit the tent, looks like everything's all right. We didn't lose any feeds. That one fires into our tent, and the Colts get the ball back into play on the throw. Vasquez heads up. This ball heads up into play. Christie will throw it out. Meanwhile, the real ball is fired out on the other side by George Brown. That one's into the forest, and we will lose that one for sure. That one's bye-bye into our forest, especially into the dark times of our night here. The Colts have the ball again. Ocaa clears it into the box, and Naylor Rowe gets by one defender into the box, looking to find Casiello or Dion. Neither able to get to that ball, and it's cleared away by the Huskies. Colts have another throw in. Ocaa fires it into the box, ends up on Vasquez's foot. Over to Naylor Rowe. Rowe makes one move into the box. Rowe takes another shot. It's off the crossbar. Ocaa has it on that rebound. Fires it in. Up high off a Huskies defender. We're all right as the ball ends up on Vasquez's left foot. She'll fire it. Little mistimed hit as we take another look at a Rowe shot off the crossbar. A very good shot from Naylor Rowe. Is unable to find the back of the net. As we are at the 90th minute, the clock stops and we're into a little bit of injury time. I believe the referee just gave me a 2, which means we got two minutes of injury time coming for you to finish off this game as the Colts lead it 4-0 against the George Brown Huskies. Cleared away, Ocaa. And that one is cleared deep into the end of the Centennial Colts off the foot of Bailey Heath. Rowe, Naylor Rowe plays it into Ray. Ray, and a sliding save from Van Wert Bradbury. Another great save coming out to stop that chance off the foot of Bianca Ray. Into the corner, Bianca Ray will take the corner for the Colts. Most likely one of the last plays here tonight. Vasquez the header. Headed back out by the Huskies and cleared as Duncan takes control. Christie back to Duncan. Referee looks at his watch, trying to figure out when to blow this whistle. So the Colts have one more attempt. Ocaa. Duncan on that cross corner. It's cleared out by the Huskies, not long as they do clear it out for a throw-in on that far side of the field, and it'll be a throw-in Centennial who get it in quickly. Naylor Rowe down the sideline. Step over, makes one move, another step over, a third one, looks for a teammate. That teammate is Casiello. Fake shot, slips over the ball, and the ball runs away as the Huskies clear it out, and the final whistle blows as the Centennial Colts win it 4-0 over the George Brown Huskies. The Centennial Colts will move to 4-0 on the young season, while the George Brown Huskies will fall to 0-4 on this young season. A great game from the Centennial Colts as they will head out on the road to take on the Durham Lords on this Friday at 6 p.m. before they come back home for a game against the St. Lawrence Surge at 1 p.m. on Saturday the 27th. With that being said, that is everything I have for you here today from the broadcast booth. My name is Jack Middleton, and for our producer, Leo Solorzano, I'm Jack Middleton. Thank you
for joining us on Coltsnet Live, and we will see you back here next weekend on the 27th for some more soccer.